Hello everyone, welcome once again to Think Tank TV and thank you so much for joining me. Now sometimes I begin to wonder, what do Nigerians actually watch? Because when I watched an interview just a few minutes ago from Ali Ndume, who is a senator representing Borno State, I almost shed tears. Why did I shed tears? Ali Ndume, despite being an APC senator, has come out to backlash President Tinubu and expose some things about the government, and I was wondering that, these people are finished Nigerians. And Nigerians are not even aware of what is happening. That is the worst part of it. Yes, despite being an APC senator, if every government agency or every political office holder can keep sentiment apart and speak truth to power like this, trust me, our nation will not be where it is. As the chief whip of the All Progressives Congress in the National Assembly, Ali Ndume has come out to say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is being partial in his political appointments. He's not following Federal Capital Territory, which is the recommendation by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And he's an APC senator. That's the most interesting part of it. People are coming out to say, why is Ali Ndume coming out to speak now? Where was he when President Buhari was in power, when he was in Northern? Why didn't he speak since then? See, that is exactly what has kept our nation where it is right now. People looking at political sentiment, religious inclination, and all that. The truth of the matter is that regardless of sentiment, the guy has come out to say, this is what is happening in the government. And interestingly, this guy went ahead to unveil some monies that have been borrowed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that if you hear it, guy, your head will blow. I want you to sit back and listen to the words of Ali Ndume that got me almost crying. The kind of $700 something million, $1.5 billion, $800 million borrowed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a space of 20 months. You will be amazed. And I was shocked. I was like, what? What is this? Take a look at the words of Ali Ndume that has sparked reactions on the internet. And I will also be coming back to give you the reactions of Nigerians about it.
Senator Ali Ndume, the APC Senator representing Borno South. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you, Charles.
And welcome home, because I know you traveled. So.
And I made it because of you, as usual.
Well, I'm very, very glad that you did, because I would have been very worried if you didn't. So I'm glad you're here. Let's start with what you've described as a very big infraction on the federal character constitutional provisions of this country. You say that more than 70% of the president's appointees are from his southwest region, and that he's effectively skewed his appointments in violation of the principle of federal character. Tell us more.
Well, you have said it all. I don't think I have anything more to add than to say the figures are there. Somebody, the figures are there. You can look at the figures. I sent you figures. It's not that I'm just making accusations. And it's not that I'm saying, well, the president has no right to do that kind of thing. But there's a constitutional provision. Section 14.3 of the Constitution is very, very clear. When you look at it vis-a-vis the appointments made so far, and they are political appointments, if you are appointments that are professional, so to say, like you can't appoint somebody who is not a soldier to become the chief of army staff, or you can't appoint somebody that is not a police to be the IG of police, and you can't appoint such persons once they don't get suit, they are not qualified. But then, when you come to look at political appointments, the Constitution is very clear, and it's because to avoid such infractions that the Constitution Section 14.3 clearly states that appointments, especially political appointments, should reflect the federal character. And that is not the case here. And all I'm saying is to call the attention of Mr. President to such infractions so that it can be corrected. Otherwise, these things can boomerang at a certain period of time. It's not. And I know, as you rightly said, people look at me as somebody that is critical of the government, I have the right to do that in the first place. And in fact, that's why I'm in the National Assembly in the first place. Collectively, we are supposed to oversight the acts of Mr. President and point out some of these irregularities. That is what we swore to do. It's not personal. I think I have better personal relationship with most of these people that are talking about Tinubu. And I can say in the north, if you count, not up to 5 people that have close relationship with Mr. President, Ndume is one of them. But that does not stop me from speaking the truth and having the to do that. Especially when all of us know that at the end of it all, each one of us will stand before God, and God will ask him for what he is responsible for.
Love you from today.
You understand? And that's why I'm saying this. And besides, we are all in this government. What will we tell our people when you have these figures? It's already viral, it's already in circulation. But you know what? From now, after this interview, those attack dogs or MAGA dogs will start attacking Ndume, not the message. And that's why we always get it right. It is not about Ndume or me being a senator. As a Nigerian, I have the right to voice out all these things. Not only that, I have the right to even protest. I have the right. That is guaranteed by the Constitution. But from tomorrow, those so-called Tinubu boys or people will start attacking Ndume. Oh, he's a frustrated person.
But the facts are there, though, aren't they?
Yeah, the facts are there. These are the facts. I brought it here so that you can see it. I send it to you. These are facts, and I'm not the one that created it. These are facts extracted from what is going on there.
But is it the generality of his appointments, or is it the more sort of juicier jobs?
No. It's not about juicier jobs. It's about spread. It's about equity. It's about justice. You understand? And look, the coming of Mr. President is based on justice, equity, and fairness. And it is expected that he will continue in that direction to ensure fairness.
You mean because he came from the South?
Yeah. That is one. But he saw as a president to be fair, equitable, and justful. That is what the president saw to be. But that is not what is being reflected in the events, whether he knows it or he doesn't know. That's why I called on his attention to look at these things so that he can do something about it. That is the issue. And now I'm also begging or calling those attack dogs out there to please address the issues.
Rather than Senator Ndume.
Address the message. Because I know now those attack dogs who cannot, I repeat, defend the president when the chips are down.
Yes.
Why I'm saying chips are down, most of them, go and check them. I did my research too. I will come up with the figures. Almost 60 or 70% of them are half Nigerians. You know why? I accuse you of one of being half.
Don't even go there. Do not go there.
Okay, I will not go there because of you. But it's true, most of the appointees, you check around, I will come up with the figures. Most of them are people that have double citizenship.
Dual citizens.
Dual citizens.
Right. Well, it's not illegal to be a dual citizen.
I'm not saying it's illegal, but all I'm saying is those type of people cannot give the country 100% because they are not 100% Nigerians.
Well, I disagree with you.
Okay.
On that score. I mean, any other thing.
Because you are one of them, anyway.
I told you not to go there.
Okay,
you've gone there.
Okay.
But the point is that, no. I mean, I think the real issue here is whether there is an infraction on the federal character constitutional provisions of this country. And you have provided evidence that seems to support that fact. But let me ask you something else, because you are a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You're a lawmaker. And part of what is involved in being a lawmaker is making just and equitable laws. It's not just a law, because I mean, if you look at it from a different perspective, people have a right to oppose a law that is not just. if it is shown not to be just. I mean, should it really matter where someone comes from as long as they are capable and competent in the job that they are chosen to do?
No.